When you think of multiple sclerosis, you may think of a disease that attacks the central nervous system, a disease that damages the body, a disease that has no cure.
You have a chance to help change that by taking part in a walk to create a world free of MS. And joining us today to tell us more is Jen Campbell, ambassador for the Salisbury Walk MS. Jen, thanks for being here today.
Hi.
First off, you are living with MS yourself. Tell us a little bit about your story.
I was diagnosed at the age of 24 in the year 2000 with MS. I'd had symptoms actually since I was 19 or 20. And for a long time, I just kind of let them go. I didn't really think about them. I had numbness and tingling in my feet, numbness in one leg for a couple of months. I had blurry vision when I stood next to my overhead projector at school when it was warm. And then one day in June of 2000, I was watching TV one Saturday night and my eyes seemed to cross. I had two TVs in front of me. It was double vision. And that was the thing that finally got me to go to the doctor. I went to the doctor for the others, but they said, we really can't explain one small symptom. But after that, we went on the MS Society's website and looked at the list of the major symptoms of MS and put everything together that all of the symptoms I'd been having looked like MS.
What was that like? I mean,
it was
finally getting a diagnosis.
It was a little bit scary. It wasn't as scary to me as it was to my mom. She knew a whole lot more about MS than I did because we have family members with MS. But for me, I was just really happy to have a name for what was going on and therefore to be able to get treatment. In June 2000, I had the double vision. I went to the eye doctor who dilated my pupils and saw lesions on my optic nerves, had ordered an MRI and a spinal tap, and then within about 2 weeks, I had a diagnosis. I'm a lot luckier than a lot of people. Many people go for years and years without a diagnosis.
Wow.
Very interesting. Okay, so you're very involved with the National MS Society. How does that help you and others who are living with MS?
Well, people all around the country are affected by the MS Society, whether they know it or not, because the MS Society provides funding for research for MS treatments. When I was first diagnosed, there were 3 drugs available: Avonex, Betaseron, and Copaxone. They were called the ABC drugs. All 3 were injectable. 2 of them carried major side effects like flu symptoms every single week. I chose the one with the fewest side effects and the smallest needle at the time, but that's all that was available for the actual treatment of MS. There's lots of drugs for the treatment of symptoms, but for the actual progression of the disease, that was it. And now there are a lot more options for people. In fact, in November, I stopped taking the injectable because it just stopped working for me. And in January, I started the first oral treatment for the slowing the progression of multiple sclerosis.
Oh, that had to be nice.
I'm very happy about it, yes.
And one of the big fundraisers and benefits that the MS Society has is their walks. Tell us a little bit about them.
The walks take place usually in the months of March and April all over the country and are the reason that millions and millions of dollars are raised for the MS Society. This year in Maryland, there are walks all over the state, and for a couple of years there wasn't a walk in Salisbury, and I'm really excited that there's a walk back in Salisbury this year. So I know that there's walks in Ocean City, and then all over Delaware there are walks. And the Salisbury Walk, they're expecting about 300 people this year. It starts and ends at the zoo and is about a 5K. It's a little bit less than 3 miles. So,
and we actually have the dates of those walks throughout the area. I think there's 6 of them all together.
Right on the Eastern Shore,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
The Salisbury Walk on the 6th, Ocean City the 13th, Dover on the 20th, and then there are walks, there's 5.
In
Bridgeville,
Delaware, right.
May 31st and June 7th in Long Neck.
Yes.
And then one of the things too we want to mention that people may not realize, and we found this interesting this morning, you're wearing orange, and why is that?
Because March 11th through 17th is MS Awareness Week. So this is the week to put orange on to make people aware of MS. I know so many people with MS, and once you find out you have it, people come out of the woodwork, and I think lots and lots of people know somebody with MS. So in honor of those people, we wear orange this week to make people aware of what MS is.
Jen, thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, we want to mention that WBOC is a proud sponsor of the MS Walk. And if you missed any of the details, or if you want to register for an MS Walk, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab. Still to come on Delmarva Life, not happy with your smile? Well, imagine going from this to this. Now look at that smile. Well, getting a perfect smile is easier these days.
How cosmetic dentistry has changed and how you can see what you're going to look like before you even get in the chair. Delmarva Life will be right back.